Alright, in this snippet, we're going to look into graphs that gives you oblique asymptotes. Now let's recap. What are the type of standard graphs that actually give you oblique asymptotes? Okay, one of the things that we've learned was the hyperbola. Okay, so we also learned that the general formula for the hyperbola will look like x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared divided by b squared equals to 1. Right, so this is the general formula for the hyperbola. Now we know in this excuse me, now we know that from this expression that this is a hyperbola and it has oblique asymptotes. Alright, now let's look at a particular example. Right, so let's say you have a hyperbola that is this equation x squared over 4 squared minus y squared over y squared equals to 1. Right, now for this particular hyperbola, it's actually quite easy to draw. Okay, the asymptote is like this. If you have forgotten how to actually draw this particular hyperbola, please look at the earlier snippets or look at your lecture notes. Right. So this type of graph is very simple. The hyperbola we know for the syllabus will look something like that. Okay. Then how do we actually know this particular point and this particular point? Take note that we've already observed that the distance from here to the vertex and from here from the vertex to the origin for this along the x-axis is actually dependent on this value. Okay, so this is 4 and 4. So the value down here will be 4 and negative 4. So this is the way that we actually look at the hyperbola. Okay, the hyperbola has an oblique asymptote like this. Another set of hyperbola that we have also learned is a rectangular hyperbola. Now the rectangular hyperbola don't have oblique asymptotes, but the rectangular hyperbola has perpendicular asymptotes, where the asymptotes are actually perpendicular to each other. Now let's look at other kind of graphs that will actually give you oblique asymptotes. Now let's say you have a function y equals to fx over gx. Now for this particular function, show that the expression in the numerator is actually a polynomial of let's say degree n. Alright, while the denominator, alright, it is an expression which is a polynomial of let's say degree 1 less n minus 1. Alright, so now when I simplify this rational function to say into the proper fraction, right, perhaps I will get something like this. I get another expression, right, plus let's say a constant divided by the gx itself as stated earlier on. Right. Now from here, because the numerator in the original expression here is of degree n, then the denominator is of degree n minus 1. When you do a division like this, whatever that you have down here, alright, will be linear. This will be linear and this will be a constant. So you have a linear over this part and then you have a constant. Now whenever you are given an expression which of this form that can be written into such a form, you will get a graph which has oblique asymptote. Now where do we get the oblique asymptote? The oblique asymptote is actually obtained from this particular portion here. Whereas the other asymptote involved in this particular kind of expression is actually obtained from here, and that will give you the vertical asymptote. Down here, this will be the oblique asymptote. I'll give you an example. If I were to give you an expression, let's say y equals to 3x plus 5 is equal, minus 10 divided by x minus 5. Now let's say you are given this expression. The moment you see something it is a graph that will give you oblique asymptotes. Okay, now the oblique asymptote is obtained from this from here. Okay, and your vertical asymptote is actually obtained from this particular. In order for you to actually get your oblique asymptote, the equation is actually y is equals to 3x. This is the oblique asymptote. For the equation of the vertical asymptote, is actually obtained from here. By letting x minus y equals to 0, you get x equals to 5. Two available asymptotes that you can find from this kind of expression. Now, if we compare this with our, let's say, recap, rectangular hyperbola. Alright, so remember that our rectangular hyperbola has an equation of this form. Is equals to, let's say, 2 plus 3 over x minus 5. Now remember that this part here will give you the horizontal asymptote, which is y equals to 2, and this part here will give you the vertical asymptote of x equals to 5. Alright, so this is the structure of your oblique asymptote. Now this is the end of this snippet. If you want to see of an actual to draw the graph with this kind of oblique asymptote, please go on to the next snippet. So this is end of part